Hey, this is David with Black Cap Design Co. Showing you something today about setting up decals, stickers, whatever you want to call them. Terminology has always been a funny thing about this stuff, but I'm going to show you how I set up a full color print to cut on a plotter after printing it, laminating it, getting it ready for setup, and then I'll show you the process as I'm going through it. Stay tuned. Okay, so as you can see here, I have up on my screen a set of graphics that I'm going to be using to just do a standard cut with. When I say standard cut, I mean just a square cut, nothing complicated, no real contour issues or thing that we need to be concerned about. These are going to be straight rectangular cuts that are going to be pretty simple to set up. So from here, I've already put in what's called my registration marks for my plotter, and over here in the top corner you'll see these little block, this little block here, and then down below as we go you start seeing these little blocks. These are there for registration purposes for the optical eye of my plotter, so when they print, these are the guys that they're actually going to be looking for when the job goes through the plotter. So here I am all set up. You can see that I have these little black borders around my prints. These are just thin borders. These are my kind of my bleed and outside cut areas. So I'm going to be taking this after it's printed, laminated, and cut by the plotter. It's actually going to be cut then again by a paper press or a paper cutter, and then that will actually give me, these will actually give me my registration marks for cutting the actual prints themselves in the process. So just to show you, right now this is the artwork layer that I'm on, and now I'm going to switch over, and this is going to be my cut layer that I just showed. As you can tell by these magenta lines, these magenta lines are going to be the actual cuts that I'm going to be doing for this set, and they're set up for the entire thing. I'm going to go ahead and click off the artwork here so you can see them a little bit better. As you can see, I have enough space in between, and also too, if you look at the print, one thing I've made sure of is that I have enough extra of the background color just set out a little bit for a bleed, so that way when I'm actually producing this, I'm not worried about this actually getting too far cut over for any reason. If the plotter begins to skew slightly, it won't actually make a big difference because it won't go beyond this point. If it does go beyond this point, that's some bad news for me, but I'm going to have to reset up and do this again. But this is to account for the small errors that machinery and printing and laminating, everything causes a little bit of stress on the vinyl, so it's going to change it up just slightly, and this captures that little bit of wiggle room that we need to make sure that we're not going to be in a bad place when we're setting up. So now I have everything here ready to go. My cut lines are all good. Now I'm going to send this to print, and then I'm going to go ahead and laminate, and I'll pull you back guys back in as soon as I'm set up on the plotter. Okay, here we are back, ready to go. The print is done, the lamination is complete. Now we're going to send our files here to the plotter program. I use what's called Summa Cut. So what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to go to my file menu, and I'm going to go ahead and send my job to what's called WinPlot, and it's going to go ahead and set up a new file and send it over. And then here's the program opening up. Let's minimize this down so you guys can see it a little bit better. There we go. So basically this is my cut file that is captured, and it has the registration marks that I had put in previously, and it's showing them here. Now what happens in the Illustrator file, so I can show you here, the reg mark and group are actually set up in my layers palette right here, and this is the actual information that's going to get sent over to the plotter along with whatever I have highlighted here, which is the layer 2, which is in my cut layer. So I sent these 3 over and I hid this one because I don't need my plotter knowing all this information here and possibly misrepresentation of the information that gets sent over. Even though this is a rastered file, I don't want to worry about it possibly slowing or causing more data issues for just the simplicity of getting it cut. So I'm just sending over the cut file, and then that's where I have it in my layers. Now back over to the plot file. We have everything here is ready to go. My registration is ready. So right now I'm going to go to output, and I'm going to send to OPOS. Now OPOS stands for optical positioning sensor. I believe that's all it's meant to do, and that basically means that the eye or the laser or the optical laser on the plotter is going to register to these small squares, and once it squares itself up, it's going to know exactly where it's at, and it's going to be able to cut this information. So I'm going to go ahead and send that over. This is my plotter, and the width, it's already preset. For the actual Opus cutter, I'm not too worried about this information because it's only going to guide itself based on the information that's being sent over to it. So I'm going to hit OK. And right now I'm just going to be sending over 1 copy, and I don't really need to mess with anything else. My cutter, my selection, my sorting, all of this is fine for what I need to do right now. So I'm going to hit copies 1, and I'm going to hit send to cutter. Now my plotter is actually now kicking on the vacuums and getting ready to go, and here I am. I'm going to pull you guys over to let you guys see how it starts out. Okay, here we are next to the plotter now, and right here I've already set up my positioning. It's ready to go. Now I got to go ahead and set up my my knife above the first mark, which you can tell right under here. It may be a little hard to see, so let me change that. So see that little square? That's where I line up the knife to, and the optical sensor is going to go ahead and recognize that. But first, it's going to do a quick feed to make sure everything is where it is, and make sure it has enough material to cut. So I'm going to hit apply over here, right there. There we go. And now it's just going to do its round through and just check, make sure everything's here, enough material is loaded. And you can tell as it's doing this, it's just going over the marks that I have in there. And see what's on the side. So it's just checking, going back and forth, making sure the squares are in the right position. And now it's going over here to check the rest of it. And it's going to go through and just check the other. There's like one more registration mark after this, and then it's going to go ahead and start cutting. And now it's going to come back to its home point over here, start at the beginning, and then begin cutting. And I'm going to go ahead and pause it for a second, and I'm going to show you. Grab a knife here, and I'm going to pick up one corner of this to make sure that it's cutting through okay. Yeah, of which it's cutting through perfectly fine. And that bleed's good. I see an equal distance all the way around, so I'm not too concerned about positioning, and I'm going to go ahead and let it continue. So right here I'm just going to hit exit, it's down, exit, and I'm going to go ahead and let it finish its work here. And right here I think I have this machine going at about 24 inches per second. which gives me the speed. For very basic cuts like this, I would definitely suggest going faster because you're just saving on production time. But when it comes to more like ovals or more complex shapes, I definitely recommend bringing it down to get that consistent cut, especially with shapes that could be slightly, obtuse or just different contour cuts, star shapes, things like that. Having a blade go that fast and doing a lot of different angles and curves could potentially make the plotter pick up a corner or cause a little issues along the way. But otherwise, this is almost finished now, and I just wanted to show you guys from start to finish the entire process of making a quick decal with square cuts using the Suma plotter. This is the Suma S160 T series, and working with Illustrator and printing on what we have back there is the Seiko Painter M64 solvent printer. So, hope you guys enjoyed this, and we'll look for you next time. Thank you. Hey, thanks for watching. Thanks for stopping by. If you happen to like the video, please hit like. If you have any comments or questions regarding what I talked about during this video, please leave a comment below. And if you have any ideas or topics that you would like covered in the next videos, please email me or leave a comment below. Either way, I will get to them. I'm very active on my comment board, so please feel free to go ahead and leave something there for me. If you have any other questions or concerns, please let me know in the comment below, and if you need to get a hold of me directly, I will have contact information in the description below. Look forward to more pre-press and more print-related videos regarding the digital printing industry and things to know as a production manager. And if you have any particular questions regarding those topics, please, again, leave a comment below or shoot me an email. I'll look forward to hearing from you, and we can't wait to see you next time. Have a good one.